Hello and welcome to our Microsoft Word tutorial. This will be part 1 in the series, and we will be learning how to use the font portion of Microsoft Word. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to click on blank document, and it's going to give us a clean slate here. And again, we're going to only be focusing on this part, the font. So first we're going to write a text. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to move this in the middle so you can see when I manipulate the text. And so all I did was hold down the space bar and it moved it to the middle. I'm also going to show you how to move it in the middle without using space bar in another tutorial series. So we're going to work on the font. So we can highlight it by left clicking on your mouse and dragging it across. We'll go from the left to the right. As you saw, it was a little pop-up there, which is basically the same thing that's up here, but we're going to be using this up here. So we're going to use the font, which it allows us to pick a new font for our text. So if you click it, it gives you all these different fonts. So you can kind of like hover over each one. It's quite a bit. And you can pick which font you want to use. We're going to use Bookman Old Style. And then here is the font size. You can change the size of your text. So you click on the drop down and you have all these different numbers which will change the size of your font. And you can go all the way up to 72 on this one, or you can go all the way down to 8. But as you see, the number is highlighted. So if you double click in there, you can change it to whatever size you want to. Just hit enter. If you want it 250, you hit enter and it will make it huge. Say for instance you want the letters, the font really big, and you want to put like one word on each sheet of paper. You just have to manipulate it a little bit. But for the sake of this tutorial, we'll put it back to 12. Here's another way you can change the size of the font. If you want to make it a little bigger, you'll click increase font size and it'll make the text big. Or if you want it back smaller, you can decrease the font size and take it back down the way you want it. This button here changes the case, and it changes the selected text to uppercase, lowercase, or other common capitalizations. So if you click the drop down button, sentence case, which would be the case that is currently in, if you want to change it to all lowercase, it changes to lowercase. If you want them all uppercase, it changes everything to uppercase. If you want to capitalize each word, it does that. And if you want to toggle case, which makes the beginning of each word lowercase and all the other words uppercase. But if you want to change it back to the original, you'll take it back to sentence case. If you want to bold, make your text bold, you can click here and it'll bold your text, and I'll unhighlight it so you can see. I'm going to move it over just a little bit to center it. If you want to italicize it, you hit italicize. And that's what it looks like. And then you can deselect, italicize, and if you want to underline, you hit the U and it'll underline it. It also gives you different types of underlines, like if you want it double, if you want it thick, if you want it dotted, dashed. It all depends. You just choose which one you want. And you can deselect it. Now if you want it all bold, italicized, or underlined, you can select them all. You just select what you want to use. This allows you to strike through across something out by drawing a line through it. So you click that, and as you see, it crossed this out, and I'll let you see what it looks like without it underlined. It just crossed out the text. And this button here is Subscript, so you can type very small letters just below the line of the text. So we'll hit space, and we'll deselect the strike through if it'll let us. There it is. And then we'll deselect bold. And then if you want to write hello and underline it and make it below the line, see, it took it below the line. And we're going to highlight it again, and if you want to make it a superscript, it'll type very small letters just above the line. So we'll hit that, and see, it took the text above the line. So we'll delete that, and we're going to highlight this again, and we're going to deselect strike through. This here has different text effects and typography you can use with your text. So you can just hit the drop down button, and it'll fill it, it'll turn it colors. And just for the sake of this, I'm going to move it down just a bit so you can see. And first let me highlight it. And it will do different effects for your text. And if you hover over it, it'll tell you, for instance, this one is filled, gold color, accent forward with a soft bevel. So you can just play around. You can use the template that's already given. Or if you click again, you can do your own thing. If you want to outline it with a certain color, with a blue accent, you can, and it'll be blue. If you want to highlight it again and you want to shadow it, you can shadow it. And if you want it to reflect, it'll reflect the text. We'll highlight it again. And if you want it to glow, it'll glow. So we're going to go below and see if it'll let us type something else. And it does. And we're just going to leave this one like that. If you want to, say for instance, retype something else at the bottom, but you don't want it to look like that, you can start typing and you can hit clear format, and it's going to clear it of anything that we've done to the previous text. And so it's going to take it back to its original text. And I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger so you can see this. If you want to highlight it again, you just right click it and drag, left click it and drag, sorry. And if you want to highlight your text, you can also do that, and then it gives you all the different options of highlighting your text. And if you want to change the color of your text, but not with all the text effects to be off and just plain text with a color, you would hit this button here, and it will let you change the color of your text. And if you want to highlight it all and take all the text effects, the colors off, you can. And again, it will bring you back to your original text that you started with. So that is our Microsoft tutorial on how to use your font. Series 1. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.